You've been circling the same mountain for too long, Chosen One. Heaven is not waiting for you anymore. Heaven is commanding you. The delay is no longer excused. The indecision, the overthinking, the playing it safe, it all ends now. You don't need another sign. You don't need more clarity. You don't need the perfect timing. You only need to obey what's already been revealed to your spirit. This is the moment when heaven demands completion, not consideration. Everything required has already been provided. You are not lacking knowledge, resources, or favor. You are only lacking movement. The hesitation you've labeled as wisdom is actually disobedience dressed in fear. What you've been calling preparation has become your hiding place. I did not anoint you to prepare forever. I anointed you to finish what I started in you. Completion is worship. Obedience is your signal of faith. You are not waiting on me. I am waiting on you. You've prayed long enough. You've journaled long enough. You've envisioned, dreamed, fasted, and spoken affirmations. Now is the time for follow-through. The realm of power is unlocked through obedience, not planning. You do not need another confirmation to do what you were born to do. You've been activated, you've been stirred, you've been given the assignment. And now heaven is watching to see if you will finally act. This is your instruction. Finish what I told you to start. You have underestimated how urgent this moment is. You think delay is harmless, but delay is deadly. Every time you stall, you forfeit territory. Every time you hesitate, someone else suffers. The people tied to your obedience remain bound, while you remain indecisive. What if I told you that every excuse you give is costing a soul you were assigned to reach? This is not just about your growth. It's about their deliverance. Finish the mission. Do it now. You've been distracted by warfare that was only meant to reveal your readiness. The battle wasn't sent to stop you. It was sent to expose that you're capable of completing this, even under pressure. The storm was the test. You passed. Now build in the aftermath. Move with the limp. Speak through the pain. Create with the tears still in your eyes. The enemy knew that if you survived this season, you would be unstoppable. And you did survive. Now show him that survival wasn't your end. Completion is. You're waiting for motivation, but heaven is waiting for movement. The anointing doesn't flow when you feel ready. It flows when you walk forward in obedience. Stop saying, when I'm healed, when I'm sure, when it's safer. It will never feel safe to do what's supernatural. That's why I gave you power, not comfort. That's why I sealed you with fire, not routine. You don't need to know every step. Just take the next one. Trust that I will meet you in the doing, not just in the dreaming. The lie that says you're not enough is the last chain. Break it now. You've already been approved. The insecurities that keep speaking are remnants of an identity I already stripped off of you. They are old garments. Burn them. I'm not consulting your past when I assign your future. I chose you based on what I planted in you, not what you've been through. Completion doesn't require perfection. It requires submission. Do it trembling if you must, but do it. This is a divine confrontation, not with the devil, not with the world, but with your own delay. I love you too much to let you sabotage what I've been building in secret. The heavens are aligned. The windows are open. The moment is now. This is not another prophetic promise. This is a divine demand. No more excuses, no more distractions, no more cycles. Finish it, Chosen One. And when you do, you'll watch everything I promised rush in like a flood. I've whispered it before, but now I'm declaring it loud. Complete it now. The idea that's been burning in your spirit is not random. The assignment that won't leave your mind isn't imaginary. It's divine, it's ordained, it's time-sensitive, and it's waiting on your yes. I don't need you to understand the full blueprint. I just need you to obey what I already made clear. The rest will unfold in motion, not in meditation. You keep asking for more direction when you haven't moved on the last instruction. I am not obligated to give new steps until you walk out the current one. Clarity comes through obedience. Revelation comes through movement. As long as you stay still, you are forfeiting what could be released. Stop calling your disobedience waiting on God. You're not waiting, you're avoiding. And I'm calling you out of avoidance into activation. You've tarried at the threshold long enough. Cross it. There is a supernatural momentum waiting to carry you, but it won't meet you in hesitation. It meets you in motion. Once you move, things will shift. Resources will appear. Doors will swing open. Relationships will align. But none of it will manifest while you remain stagnant. Heaven's provision follows heaven's assignment, and you have the assignment. So act like it, speak it, build it, launch it, finish it. This is the rhythm of the chosen. Faith, then movement, then manifestation. The enemy has used perfectionism as your leash, but I'm cutting it today. You are not called to polish the idea, you are called to release it. You're not called to please them, you're called to obey me. Your hesitation to be misunderstood is robbing you of fulfillment. I didn't ask you to be liked, I asked you to be faithful. The outcome is not your responsibility, obedience is. Let go of the need to impress and step into the posture of completion. Let's lock this in. Hit the like button if this is waking something up in you. Subscribe so you never miss what heaven is saying. And comment 55 below. That's your sign of covenant, new beginnings, and divine alignment. They told you to wait for better timing, but what they call wisdom, I call delay. The delay is not saving you, it's draining you. The longer you postpone what I told you to do, the heavier it becomes. That heaviness you feel isn't burnout, it's delayed obedience. That anxiety isn't because you're unsure. It's because your spirit knows you're overdue. What used to be an open door is now becoming a closing window. Move before what was easy becomes hard. Complete it before what was available becomes absent. There are people assigned to your obedience. Their breakthrough depends on your boldness. They don't need you to be flawless, they need you to be faithful. When you complete what I've given you, it will unlock something for them. That's why the warfare has increased, because your obedience is dangerous. Hell isn't scared of your talent, it fears your obedience. When you move in faith, you activate a chain reaction of deliverance. This isn't just about you. This is about the ones watching you. The weight you've been carrying is not the weight of the task, it's the weight of postponement. Once you act, the burden will lift. You'll feel lighter the moment you begin. Your joy will return the moment you obey. The torment in your mind will cease the moment you step into alignment. You were never meant to think about this so long. You were meant to birth it. The pain of delay is worse than the cost of obedience. Finish what I gave you. You'll find rest on the other side. I will not bless what you refuse to begin. I cannot multiply what you won't release. You've been asking me to accelerate, but you haven't started. You're praying for harvest, but haven't planted. That is not faith. It's fantasy. This is the season where I'm blessing finishers, not fantasizers. You must cross the line. You must shut the door on delay. You must silence the voice of doubt. Heaven is ready. Are you? Complete it, chosen one. And let the floodgates open. You've been talking about purpose, but now it's time to demonstrate it. You say you're called, then prove it. Your destiny won't manifest just because you believe in it. Destiny is fulfilled through execution, not imagination. Heaven does not crown intentions, it crowns completion. You don't get credit for having a vision. You're rewarded for finishing the assignment. This is why the heavens are stirring. This is why your spirit feels the urgency. Because heaven is ready to pour out what only completion can unlock. You don't need more motivation. You need resolve. The kind of resolve that doesn't wait for applause. The kind that doesn't need permission. The kind that stares fear in the face and still moves forward. I've given you that resolve. It's buried underneath the excuses you've been rehearsing. Dig it out. Reclaim it. Remind yourself who you are. I didn't call someone weak. I called someone willing. I didn't pick someone perfect. I picked someone obedient. If you're the chosen one, then act like it. Step into the fullness of who I said you are. You've let delay create a false sense of safety. You think you're avoiding failure, but what you're really avoiding is faith. Faith is uncomfortable. Faith is disruptive. Faith exposes your need for me, and that's the point. You were never supposed to complete this in your own strength. If it were easy, you wouldn't need me. But I made the assignment bigger than you, so that you'd depend on me. The pressure you feel is not punishment. It's divine dependency being activated. Trust it, and move anyway. You've been measuring your timing by your feelings, but your feelings are fickle. You don't obey me based on emotion. You obey based on conviction. My voice has already spoken. My spirit has already confirmed it. That unrest in your soul isn't confusion. It's my clarity trying to rise above your comfort. Don't confuse discomfort with danger. Don't call safe what I've declared expired. This is not the season to seek comfort. It's the season to seek completion. What's next will only open once you close this. You've allowed fear of criticism to become your jail. But the critics aren't your judge, I am. The crowd didn't assign you, I did. They don't know the weight of your calling. They don't see the vision I showed you. They weren't in the secret place. Stop explaining. Stop defending. Stop hesitating because of what they might say. Their opinions are irrelevant in the courts of heaven. You don't need their approval, you have mine. Now walk like it, build like it, complete it like you've already won, because you have. You've been carrying fragments, ideas, visions, blueprints, but fragments aren't fulfillment. I didn't call you to collect revelation. I called you to manifest it. The fragments were never meant to stay in your notebook. They were meant to become something real, something visible, something that changes lives. Prophetic vision without prophetic action becomes dead weight. It burdens instead of births. That's why you feel heavy. That's why the excitement faded. Because you were never called to dream only. You were called to deliver. I have already surrounded you with what you need. The support, the wisdom, the provision, it's all within reach. But it won't show up until you take the step. I don't send provision for daydreams, I send it for assignments in progress. Every delay in action delays your access to divine supply. You don't need to secure the outcome, you only need to take the step. I've already gone ahead of you, I've already opened the doors. Now move. You'll see the provision come as you go. Chosen one, you are not behind schedule, you're behind in obedience, and that's the only thing that's kept the promise from manifesting. But the grace to catch up is here. The anointing to finish strong is here. The favor for completion is already unlocked. Now shift, rise, execute. Birth what I placed in you. Heaven says no more excuses. This is the hour of completion. And when you obey, nothing will be withheld from you. You've asked me for breakthrough, but breakthrough only comes where there is obedience. I don't reward waiting, I reward walking. You say you're waiting on me, but I already moved. I already spoke. I already released the word. The delay is not divine. It's disobedience disguised as discernment. You know what I said. You know what I assigned. And yet, you've been tiptoeing around the command, calling it process, when it's really avoidance. The longer you avoid, the more costly it becomes. What you don't complete will start to decay. Vision doesn't stay fresh forever. There's a divine shelf life to every instruction I give, and if you don't act, what was once a seed of destiny can rot into a burden of regret. You weren't meant to carry the same instruction for years without birthing it. That's why your soul feels so pressed. That's why your dreams feel heavier now. Not because I've left you, but because you've delayed too long. The pressure isn't punishment, it's time running out. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to align you, I'm reminding you of what's at stake. I'm awakening your spirit to the urgency of this hour. You were never meant to live in cycles of unfulfilled potential. You were born to complete things. You were born to establish what I planted. You were born to finish what others abandoned. That's why the enemy fights your follow-through harder than anything else. He knows your completion is dangerous. He knows your done is heaven's doorway. Your spiritual maturity is not measured by how well you pray. It's measured by how well you obey. I didn't call you to be prophetic only. I called you to be productive. Fruitfulness is not a bonus. It's the evidence that you're walking with me. You don't prove your faith through feelings. You prove your faith through follow-through. The world doesn't need another called person. The world needs completion. Let them see what obedience looks like. Let them watch you build it, release it, finish it. Then point to heaven and say, "It is done." This is not about rushing. This is about responding. I'm not asking you to hurry. I'm asking you to move. There is a holy rhythm to obedience. It's not about pace. It's about posture. And right now I'm calling you to stand up. I'm calling you to move your feet. I'm calling you to lay the final brick on what I told you to build. You don't have to see the results immediately. You just have to finish your part. I'll take care of the impact, but you must handle the completion. You've seen glimpses of the favor. You've felt the flashes of confirmation. But the flood won't come until you complete what I gave you. I'm not withholding it to punish you. I'm waiting for you to align. Heaven doesn't invest in unfinished assignments. But when you finish, when you complete it down to the last instruction, the favor will be uncontainable. You've seen drips, but I promised overflow. Completion is the key to the floodgate. This is the turning point, chosen one. Right now, this very moment, you are standing between two realities, one where you continue to delay and lose momentum, and one where you finally obey and watch everything unlock. One path leads to more excuses. The other leads to extraordinary breakthrough. You don't need to feel ready. You need to decide. Decide to complete. Decide to finish. Decide to obey. Your yes will shift history. I'm removing every last excuse. I'm exposing every false comfort. I'm tearing down every justification for your delay. This is not cruelty. It's mercy. Because I love you too much to let you waste what I've placed in you. I am the finisher of all things, and you are made in my image. That means you finish too. This time you won't quit halfway. This time you won't sabotage your momentum. This time you will complete it. And when you do, glory will follow. There's a roar in the spirit waiting to be released through your obedience. You keep asking for power, but power is activated when you complete the assignment. I gave you the authority. I gave you the vision. But authority only flows when you walk it out. You've been praying for strength, but strength comes mid-stride, not at the starting line. I do not empower the hesitant, I empower the moving. The moment you take that final step toward completion, you'll feel the fire rush through you. It's been waiting for your movement. The oil on your life is not for shelf display, it's for action. You weren't anointed to hold on to ideas. You were anointed to deliver results. Your prophetic gift is not just for insight, it's for implementation. I didn't just show you the end so you could marvel at it. I showed it to you so you'd walk toward it. The anointing doesn't increase with time. It increases with trust. And if I trusted you with the vision, then I trust you to finish it. Heaven only expands in the lives of finishers. You've tried to make your calling more comfortable, but the cross was never about comfort. It was about completion. I didn't stop at Gethsemane. I didn't quit on the way to Calvary. I carried it all the way through. And because I finished, you are now empowered to do the same. Your assignment may come with pain. It may come with pressure, but it will come with power if you finish. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be committed. Completion is the cry of the committed. I'm not asking for excellence. I'm asking for endurance. You think you're unqualified, but I qualify the ones who don't quit. Heaven is not backing talent. It's backing obedience. If you knew what I was preparing to release on the other side of your completion, you wouldn't hesitate another second. There are generational blessings waiting to be triggered. There are miracles sitting dormant. There is an open heaven, but it's waiting for your final step. Don't lose the harvest because you paused at the finish line. You've been wondering why you keep hitting walls. It's not opposition, it's misalignment. You're trying to go around the assignment instead of through it. The wall is not there to block you. It's there to force you to build through. There's no shortcut to glory. There's no bypass around the instruction. You're not stuck. You're resisting. And the moment you stop resisting completion, the wall will fall. Not because I moved it, but because you finally stepped through it in obedience. Every delay has been expensive. It's cost you time, peace, and clarity, but I'm redeeming it the moment you finish. I'm restoring everything you lost in delay. The moment you release what I gave you, restoration will be immediate. The oil will flow again. The peace will return. The favor will accelerate. Don't mourn the lost time. Recover it through completion. I'm not condemning your delay. I'm offering you a way back. And that way is through obedience. The opposition intensified not because you're off track, but because you're close. Hell always fights the most at the finish line. The attacks aren't assigned to retreat. They're assigned to complete. You've been breaking through in secret, but now it's time to break out in public. The warfare was confirmation. The confusion was proof. You've reached the threshold, chosen one. Now push through. Now finish. Now unleash what's been waiting to explode from within you. There's a roar of celebration waiting in heaven. The moment you complete it, heaven will release what's been stored up for this exact moment in time. I'm not holding back because of your failure. I'm holding it back for your finish. I'm ready to pour it all out. The favor, the provision, the connections, the influence, it's all waiting for your final yes. Finish it now. Complete it today. And watch as I flood your life with what your obedience just unlocked. Chosen One, I didn't pull you through everything just for you to pause now. Every battle, every scar, every season of silence was preparing you for this. You didn't survive hell just to delay heaven. What you carry is not ordinary. It is prophetic, powerful, and disruptive to the kingdom of darkness. That's why your completion matters. You think it's just a project, a goal, a dream, but it's far more. It's a spiritual weapon. And I cannot let you bury what was meant to break chains. You're not just building something for yourself. You're building what will outlive you. The assignment you're finishing will impact generations. What you complete now will ripple through your bloodline. Your obedience today is shifting legacy. This is not just about a breakthrough, it's about inheritance. If you don't finish, your lineage suffers. But if you do, cycles are broken, altars are torn down, doors are opened. The weight of this assignment is generational. That's why I chose you. You weren't picked because you were the most skilled. You were chosen because you were the one who wouldn't quit. I knew the cost wouldn't scare you. I knew the fire wouldn't break you. I knew you could be trusted with pressure. That's why I've watched you carry it all with no applause, no crowd, and no credit, because this wasn't for attention, it was for impact. And now, I'm asking you to finish. Not just for you, but for every name tied to your obedience. Stop questioning if you have what it takes. You do. You have me. I am the finisher, and I am in you. Every tool, every resource, every open door, it's already on the path. But it won't be activated until you move. I don't put the provision before obedience, I send it in response to it. You want the water, but you haven't struck the rock. You want the manna, but you haven't moved into the wilderness. You want the miracle, but you haven't taken the risk. Finish it and watch what floods in. You've tried to blend in, but obedience keeps pulling you out. That's because you were never meant to be common. And common people don't carry uncommon assignments. You've been marked. You've been set apart. That tension you feel isn't confusion. It's the discomfort of someone chosen trying to walk like someone average. It will never work. Because I didn't build you for passive. I built you for power. And power only flows through completion. Stop letting emotions lead. Obey beyond your feelings. Some days you'll be tired. Some days you'll feel unqualified. But your feelings don't dictate the flow. Your obedience does. Heaven doesn't need your mood. Heaven needs your yes. Do it joyful, do it weary, do it raw, but above all, do it. Because every time you move, you announce to hell that its grip on your life is broken. Every time you complete something, you silence every lie that said you never would. The days of almost finishing are over. You will no longer live in the land of unfinished. You will not carry another thing to the edge and walk away. I'm healing your inconsistency. I'm breaking the fear of final steps. I'm restoring your rhythm so you don't stall again. You were made to complete. That's who you are now. No more patterns of delay, no more halfway obedience. This time it's different. This time you go all the way. This time heaven gets its harvest, and once it's finished, watch how fast I move. What took years will shift in moments. What seemed blocked will burst open. This isn't just about what you'll receive, it's about what you'll release. Once you complete it, the people assigned to your voice will hear you. The resources assigned to your purpose will locate you. The doors assigned to your favor will open wide, because I never withhold from those who finish, and I'm not starting with you. The enemy hoped you would grow numb before you got here. He hoped the weight would wear you down. He hoped the disappointment would dilute your faith. But you didn't break. You burned. And that fire in you is proof that the mission is still alive. That urgency in your chest isn't anxiety, it's activation. I've reignited what delay tried to smother. You are not cold, chosen one. You are on fire. Now move like someone set ablaze by heaven itself. You've learned to endure. You've learned to fight. But now it's time to learn how to finish. Completion requires a different muscle. It requires spiritual endurance, emotional courage, and prophetic trust. You've already survived the wilderness. Now claim your inheritance. You've cried the tears, you've suffered the silence. But now I need your obedience to rise higher than your emotions. The final lap is always the hardest, but it's also the most rewarded. Don't slow down now. I'm not asking for perfection. I'm asking for presence. I want you fully here, fully engaged, fully surrendered. You keep waiting for a better season, but the breakthrough isn't in the next season. It's in your next step. The wind will catch you once you move. The doors will open once you knock. The flow will begin when you start pouring. You're not stuck. You're pregnant with purpose, and labor won't stop until delivery. Complete it, and let what's been hidden be born. Every attack you faced recently has been about one thing: keeping you from finishing. That fatigue isn't coincidence. That distraction wasn't random. Hell has studied your pattern and knows you often stop near the finish line. That's why it hit harder this time. But what the enemy forgot is that you're no longer the version of yourself that quits. You've been forged in fire. You've matured in silence. And now, you're finishing not just for you, but for everyone watching your obedience. Let's take a second to seal this moment. Smash that like button to let heaven know you're locked in. Subscribe so you never miss another divine moment. And comment 55. That's your sign of covenant, new beginnings, and divine alignment. The clock in heaven is ticking, not out of panic but out of urgency. There are blessings that won't wait forever. There are mantles I'm ready to release. There are divine alignments scheduled to meet your faith in motion. But if you don't move, you'll miss the window. Grace is not an excuse to delay. It's your chance to obey. And right now, grace is opening a final window for you to complete what I started in you. Take the step. Your reputation is not on the line. Mine is. I don't give assignments and abandon them. I don't stir vision and leave it unsupported. If I called you to complete it, then I've already committed to backing it. I'm not asking you to build alone. I'm asking you to build with me. My strength is your strategy. My word is your guarantee. I never fail what I start, and I didn't start this in you for it to die and delay. Let's finish it together. You've spent too long wondering if now is the right time. Let me answer you clearly. Yes, it is. Not because everything looks perfect, but because your obedience is the key. You'll never feel 100% ready. You'll never have zero fear, but courage is doing it anyway. That's how you complete things in the kingdom. Not when it's easy, but when it's time. And heaven says the time is now, not next month, not after the fear passes, now. This is not just your finish line, it's your launching pad. Once this is completed, your next level begins. Once you obey, I'll unfold the doors you've been praying about. This isn't the end, it's the activation. You don't even know the level of authority, favor, and fire I'm about to pour out when you finish this. You think you've seen blessings, but you haven't seen what obedience unlocks. Complete it, chosen one. Let this be the day everything changes. You've heard me speak clearly, chosen one. Now heaven is waiting for your response. This is not a call to try harder. This is a divine mandate to complete what I assigned. You've circled this mountain long enough. You've repeated the cycles. You've delayed the dream. But today marks the end of the wandering. Today begins the era of completion. What you start, you will finish. What you birth, you will steward. What you obey, I will anoint. The hesitation dies here. The finisher in you awakens now. You are not the version of yourself who quits. You are not the dreamer who never delivers. You are the finisher I've chosen for this hour. You've been quiet long enough. You've watched others launch while you stayed hidden. But this was never about popularity. It was always about obedience. And now that obedience has matured, the moment has arrived. The people you're called to reach are ready. The blessings assigned to your obedience are aligned. Your only task now is to complete. Don't let fear steal this moment. Don't let logic talk you out of a divine instruction. You don't need to understand how it all ends to finish what I started. You only need to trust me one more time. I'm not asking you to guess. I'm telling you to go. I'm not hoping you will obey. I'm expecting it. I didn't bring you through all of that to leave you at the edge. Step over, step through, step in. Completion is your entrance into the next dimension of your calling. Let this be the moment you mark. The moment you look back on and say, that's when everything changed. The moment when you stopped stalling and started stepping. The moment when heaven rejoiced, hell trembled, and the chosen one finally finished. I'm proud of you. I'm with you. And I've already prepared what comes next. Now obey. Now act. Now complete it and watch what I do next. No more excuses, no more delay. It's time.